The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California.
C.D. Lamb, touchdown.
Parsons has sacked it. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Standback, Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, and Kyle Yeomans.
Welcome to Talkin Cowboys, live from training camp in Oxnard, California. I am here with Patrik No C. Walker. I am here with Nathaniel Newton, Cowboys legend. I am Josh Rodriguez, Christopher Beamer in the background, setting up the cameras, doing his thing. Boys, how are we feeling? You know, I could use a big old cup of Black Rifle coffee.
You could, huh?
I really could. And speaking of,
it'll get you going.
This podcast is brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee. Please send us some murdered out coffee. Like
that was a complete coincidence that you were craving Black Rifle Coffee in there.
It's never a coincidence when you're craving Black Rifle Coffee.
Complete coincidence.
No, I need a big old espresso right now, you know?
It's the middle of the week struggle. Is that what you're feeling?
Yeah, big time, big time. How are we doing, boys? How are we feeling today?
I'm feeling great.
We're alive.
Great. We're alive. We're here. We're talking football. I'm sitting next to a Cowboys legend. Why complain?
The poor man's Charles Barkley.
Why complain? So he said.
He said.
He said that offline. And I'm
Nate said that.
I love that. That's who I am. The poor man's what Charles make $10 million a year. So take $9,999,000 and give me the 100 left.
Carry the two.
Give me the 100 left.
How are we feeling today, Nate?
Oh, great, man. Great, y'all. Poor man's Charles Barkley. Yes.
Nate's willing to take a team-friendly deal on his.
Yes. So I can come out here to Oxnard for free.
We have lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about. Really intense padded practice yesterday. Yep. But let's get into the news and notes and everything that Patrik wants to talk about.
Well, first, let's go ahead and get the non-football stuff out of the way. Business. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb have both we've received an update from Stephen Jones on both CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott's contract. Let me put it that way. So as we knew going into the back end of the weekend, the Cowboys submitted an offer recently to both Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb as recently as Friday. Great news, shows some traction there. We got some news from Stephen Jones effective yesterday morning that they got a counter offer from CeeDee Lamb on Sunday night. So that just lets you know that it's activity there. Stephen defined it as, quote-unquote, upbeat and very cordial. So there's movement, and it could land at any day, any moment. The good news is there's movement there. And as far as Dak Prescott is concerned, Cowboys remain upbeat as far as that as well. You know, the temperature between the talks are hot. Things are going on, so good news there. Now, to the football side, Trevon Diggs, first-team All-Pro, record-setting cornerback. He's back. He was officially removed from the team's PUP, physically unable to perform list. As far as expectations go, I'm told don't expect him on the field as far as team drills or 7-on-7s just yet. They're continuing him in his ramp-up period from that rehab from the torn ACL. But he is available to practice as soon as they deem him not willing, but worthy to do so.
Worthy being the operative word. And I know Mike McCarthy was talking about kind of easing him into practice.
Right.
We saw him out there. He was on the field. He was he was doing his preparations, getting ready. I can't wait to see him in pads on the field and everything. But how soon should we expect to see that?
I honestly wouldn't put a date on it. I would say it could be as early as next week when they start putting him into, because keep in mind he has to go through up to individual drills first. So like yesterday he was doing work with trainer Britt Brown, getting himself back together as far as conditioning goes. He'll go from there, and then he has to go to individual drills. From individual drills, then you work him into 7-on-7 drills, and then you work him into full team drills. So if you look at it from that capacity alone, you might not see Trevon Diggs doing 7-on-7 or full team drills until early or mid next week. But I'm hesitant to put a date on it. I said let that play itself out, because what you don't want to do is rush that guy back, and they have no intentions of doing that.
I have seen through experience. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. I know that he's physically, bodily, wise, ready to go. If Britt Brown releases you, you are physically ready to go. The question I've always had for trainers and everybody concerned, the player mostly, is where are you at mentally? When you make that first awkward move, how will you respond after that? So I'm always waiting on. I like the slow approach. If he get back by the 6th or 7th game of the year with a snap count, it would not bother me with a snap count, meaning 10 plays here, 15, 20, a ramp up. It would not bother me. And I am serious. I wanted it for Steele. I wanted it for Michael Gallup. It's just the way I'm built, And I know sometimes you say, well, we need this guy. He's better than the backup. No, he's not, because he's mentally not ready. And you don't want that game where somebody go off on you and say, oh, I'm really not ready. You don't want that. Steele went through it. This got to be one of the most. Him and Dak got to rank 1 and 2 in mental toughness. What Steele went through last year.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't mentally ready. Physically, he was. I mean, you see no injuries, but mentally, he was not ready for those first 7 or 8 games. And I just want this kid to be mentally ready. I know he's physically ready, but I want him to be mentally ready. So if he don't get back into the 5th or 6th game, I'm good with it. I may not be good with Mr. Jones or Britt Brown or the fans, but I'm just saying from a player's perspective.
No, 100%. And it hasn't even been a full year since that injury. Like, it's not like we're talking about
September.
Exactly. It's not like we're talking about last training camp where this happened. It hasn't been a full year yet. And I'm more than comfortable seeing them sort of ease him into practice, as Mike McCarthy talked about. All right, boys, so our next point, the pads are on.
Yes.
We saw them on yesterday. Football is actually happening. The pads are popping. And I want to ask you guys, from a football perspective, what is the significance of having pads on during these, and why are there so few padded practices for the people at home?
Well, the number one reason is say safety. The number wear and tear on the body. That's number 2. But for me, what pads does is give you a more real live timing. The quicker you can ramp yourself up to used to getting hit and being physical and going through the actual plays, it helps the timing. The quarterback get to see when you're out there as a wide receiver, when you're in no pads, nobody's really putting hands on you. But now these cornerbacks are putting hands on these receivers, so now they have to learn to adjust their routes, their hand movement, the hand combat that they have to go. It's a lot of things that go into when you put the pads on. Like me personally, when I played, I was the worst guy with no pads because young guys would be running by me, everybody be running by me, they'd be laughing, But then when the pads go on, it's like, now I'm laughing. I'm sitting over there laughing and eating a donut, drinking coffee like, you ain't the guy you thought you was.
Right.
So, and we see it every year. Man, this guy look great. Like we was talking yesterday, for the pads, for no pads to be on, these guys are great. Well, a few guys disappeared yesterday.
Ooh, you know who didn't disappear yesterday? Tyler Guyton.
He did okay.
No, not at all.
But we'll touch on that in a second.
We'll
but when it comes
that.
to the pads, more or less, you're talking about CBA, the collective bargaining agreement. It's been negotiated time and again, and most recently, I believe this newest one is from 2020, and it just basically dictates how many hours per week can be put into, not only on-field work, but especially contact, like full contact, like playing in pads. So, these NFL coaches nowadays, and unfortunately, Mike McCarthy, he's felt his share of fines over the past several seasons because of this or that, because he's been pushing to get the work done, and it might go over a little bit on this time or that time.
And there's so many intricacies.
And there's
with
so
the CBA.
many intricacies to it. So at the end of the day, it's a bold new world. It's not the same world that we enjoyed as football fans when Big Nate was playing, and the dynasty days of the Cowboys where Jimmy had them out there two-a-days and things like that. It's just not that anymore. So, I know that kind of lends to some people viewing that as a part of the injury conversation, as far as, is that one of the reasons why we're seeing so many injuries in the NFL nowadays? I could see the argument for that, but at the same time, these guys nowadays, they never really stop training in the offseason anyway, so that's how you kind of balance that. But if you're wondering why so few numbers of padded practices in training camp, it's because of the CBA.
Fair enough. And do we wish that number were higher? I mean, just personally, do we wish that number were higher?
As a fan, yeah, I want to see more pop.
I don't care because all 32 teams are doing it. When I played, it was every day, 2-a-days.
Yeah.
An easy day was full pads in the morning, shoulder pads and helmet in the evening. 49ers went shoulder pads, run period, and one-on-one period, and then they was off. And they did longer practices. They did 2 hours to 2 hours and 30 minutes. We did shorter practices. Ours lasted an hour and 45 minutes because we hit.
Right.
So it doesn't vary from team to team. Everybody's under the same. Veterans get 10 hours a day. Rookies get up to 12 hours a day. That's it.
So what separates the great teams from the?
It still comes down to who's got that dog in them,
it's the
who's
talent,
got the
man.
better athletes that got the biggest dogs. You know what I'm saying? It still comes down to the athletic guy above the shoulders, not below the shoulders, but above the shoulders, who has a little chip on their shoulders. That's what drives this thing still.
But it's also like Nate said, and as far as like the timing goes, when you're talking about, as Mike McCarthy puts it, they're running around in their underwear. That's completely different from when the pads are on, it's full contact, it's full speed. Now you get to really see who you're lining up against. Now they get to see who they're lining up against. And yesterday they were off to the races, and we saw exactly that. And, you start to see the separating line between who looks great in OTAs with no pads versus who can still look great when they are actually getting attacked at the line of scrimmage if you're a receiver, or if you're in the trenches when Micah Parsons is coming at you full speed, Osa Digizua is coming at you full speed, or trying to get around a Brock Hoffman who had a great day yesterday. So full pads basically really gives you the early indication of who will continue to stand out when it matters most.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
And
right?
Yeah, word to Tyson. Word to Tyson.
We had some explosive moments in practice yesterday. I kind of want to touch on some of these. I was there. So I was on this side of the field. It happened on the other side, headed my direction, where Wanye Thomas had an insane interception.
That was really good.
Jumping Deuce Vaughn's route, picking off a Cooper Rush interception. Just an amazing play. Patrik has an amazing video of that play that is on at Voice of the Star on Twitter, and also we have a new article feature on DallasCowboys.com called Camp Captures, where we highlight a lot of those plays that our team reporters are filming on the sidelines. Great video, by the way. I think you need to be a cinematographer. I think you were a cinematographer in another life.
In a previous life?
In a previous life.
I'll take that. Wish that money had rolled over.
What were some other great individual plays yesterday with the pads on?
Well, another day, another interception, right, for Mike Zimmer's defense, and it seems like it doesn't matter which quarterback is back there. They're finding ways, Zimmer's secondary, they're finding ways to get their hands on the ball. Shouts out to Wanye Thomas. The way he read that route, because I was standing on the same side of the field as you, the way he read, closed, reacted, and was able to pull that ball in. That was fantastic. So that's great. Obviously, you want to continue to see that. Tyler Guyton, we got to talk about Tyler Guyton. He looked good up against Micah Parsons in the mock game, going through the motions. How would he look against Micah Parsons when they were in full pads? And then you saw before practice yesterday, Micah Parsons telling Mozzie Smith, no more games, no more games. I'm going to show you how it's done, which told you the mindset of Micah Parsons. He was going to go out there. He was going to attack this rookie first-round pick. And as it turns out, time and time again, he ran into a stone wall, even with that fast get-off that he has. So Tyler Guyton was phenomenal. Jalen Brooks, again, we talked about Wanye Thomas with that play, but also
insane play by the way. I mean, just brilliant.
Mozzie Smith he's looking good. Mozzie Smith is looking good. Did he have a perfect day yesterday? No, he didn't. But as I posted some clips, his get off is in fact it's fast. It was one of the fastest ones yesterday that I monitored. His size is there. His mindset is there. He looks like he's playing looser. It looks like he's playing more comfortable in year 2, man.
And this is not to be totally, entirely optimistic. Like we don't have the blinders on. Like this is just what we're seeing.
That's why I said, was it a perfect day? No, but it was a damn good day for
No, and we even have to talk about these quarterbacks. I mean, there are a lot of INTs flying around, and I know I was talking to Nate about this earlier too. I mean, how do we feel about the quarterback situation at the moment?
One thing has been very consistent about this camp, and it's been our DBs and our linebackers getting picks. That has been very consistent. What's been very inconsistent is our quarterbacks and wide receivers are not making this connection. I know we're missing CD Lamb, but we still have the Brooks brothers. You know, the Jalen gang.
Brothers Brooks.
Yeah, we still have what's that guy number 3? Good wide receiver. Brandon, we still have him.
Yeah.
We still have Ferguson at tight end.
Yeah,
so
Big Biscuit.
It still should be a connection here. But our DBs and linebackers are taking over the whole camp. That has been the one of things that's been consistent, with or without pads, is these guys been breaking on the ball. Just a great job to Coach Harrison, what he's doing with all those guys in the backfield. What I liked it yesterday was simply linebackers coming downhill, meeting the guards, meeting fullbacks when one was in there, coming up, filling lanes. That was something unique and different. Everybody I don't want to hear it. That is something different than last year. Even before the young man got hurt, these guys was not coming downhill like that and meeting people in the hole and redirecting running back. So that was something good to see. I'm excited about BB, but Hoffman does have a slight lead.
Pancakes.
Yeah, he has a slight lead over him. They still is rotating Edoga and Guyton. People's looking at Guyton, and he's doing nice things. But I see, as a fellow lineman, I see the things that he truly need to work on that can make him get him in trouble, because just little things that he needs to work on. So, to me, he had a nice day, and he's building. What I need a little bit more from Maz is he has to – some people cannot have an off play. If Mozzie has 10 snaps, he has to have 9.5 of them right. Because what I'm saying is
building that confidence, right?
Yeah, he still hasn't broken that habit yet of his lackadaisicalness, if that's a word. Every now and then he'll get a little lackadaisical. You can catch him off guard, and you can hook him one way or the other. And never straight ahead. He's always good with the straight ahead stuff, but you can hook him, and you don't want that. Not a single block. Now, if you hooking him with a double block, I don't care. That leaves my linebackers running. But with a single block, so I'm looking at him. Okay, 5 great plays, them 2 that he didn't do what he needed to do. So I'm looking for more consistency for him, and I'm looking for a little bit more consistency from Guyton. With his technique. That's what he'll want to lean on you. I don't think he don't believe that he's strong as what he is, so he'll kind of want to lean on you. So that's what I noticed about that right there. But like I said, the linebackers coming downhill, Mozzie, just moving. Like he said, he got clips of it.
Yeah,
when he's moving, when he's thinking about it, every snap, somebody should be tapping. Hey, stay quick, big fella, stay quick. Yeah. Because if he develops into what we think he can be, we got something. We'll have something special with Kendricks behind him. At that middle linebacker, we will have something special. A veteran with a young guy working like that. So I was excited about yesterday because one thing this team continues to do day in and day out, and they've been here for about a week now, is they're still moving quick. They're moving quick. They're giving coach what they need to have, and that's quickness. And we didn't have a lot of offsides. All the offsides was on the defense.
Yeah.
Yep. All the offsides on defense. We didn't have a lot of that on offense. So
trying to get me jump on Tyler Guyton.
So that let me know that guys know what they're doing.
Absolutely. Yes. All right, well, we have something special coming up for you next. We have a lot more with Tyler Guyton. We have a lot more Brock Hoffman, Cooper Beebe talk. More Talkin Cowboys right after this break.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
They say champions are remembered, but legends are never forgotten. United Ag and Turf offers a winning lineup of John Deere equipment built to tackle any challenge on and off the field. Legendary John Deere tractors, combines, residential mowers, commercial mowers, compact construction equipment, Gator utility vehicles, and a full line of golf and sports turf equipment. United Ag and Turf, the official Ag and Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com to find a location near you.
Life doesn't stop when the economy is uncertain. The market might not care you have a wedding to plan or a kid to put through school. And inflation doesn't know you've got a family to feed. But Bank of America does, and is here to help. With digital tools to help you save and local experts nearby, you can keep life moving forward the way you need it to. Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Welcome back to Talkin Cowboys, presented by Black Rifle Coffee. This portion of Talkin Cowboys is brought to you by Quaker Oats, the official oatmeal sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Quaker Oats, bring out the good.
Nice. Pause for effect.
Pause for effect. Eat your oats. All right. Throw some bananas in it and some maple syrup, like my boy Nate. No, wait, no. You do the brown sugar, huh?
Yes, sir.
Brown sugar and oats. That's it?
Yeah, man.
That's the way to go?
And if I can get the oatmeal real hot, I'd put just a touch of cream in it. If I can get just a touch of cream to soften it up. Mash it up a little bit.
All right, boys. We have... All right, we got some noise. But anyways, Tyler Guyton was cracking helmets out there, quite literally.
Yes, he was.
He broke his helmet.
He did.
At practice yesterday. That's what I mean.
The pads are on.
The pads are on.
Pads are on.
He broke his helmet. He missed a few snaps because he was getting a brand new helmet. Shouts to our equipment staff for providing that for him.
Absolutely.
Being on the ready. But he did miss a few snaps. When he got back in, though, he was up against Micah Parsons. Now, I want to ask you, he's looking like a first pick right now, going up against Micah Parsons. But is he ready for the onslaught of the first half of the season, which includes Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, Leonard Floyd? What are we thinking?
As we have this conversation on July 31st, no. As he is trending.
In the first week of practice? How dare you?
Right. As he is trending, there is a very strong possibility that he will be ready for Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns, because the best way to get ready for a Myles Garrett or a T.J. Watt is to go against Micah Parsons, a guy like Micah Parsons in practice. And then when you see Tyler Guyton doing what he's able to do against Micah Parsons, not once, not twice, but several times throughout the reps. Now, Micah Parsons, he's going to get his, right? He's going to win sooner or later, and later than sooner. But the fact that Tyler Guyton is more than holding his own against arguably the best defensive player in the league, that has to let everybody know that Guyton has the goods. So now it's just about consistency. We were talking about that. You know, our breakfast is consistent. Inside joke. But when you talk about Tyler Guyton, now it's about taking those good reps, tweaking what needs to be tweaked, some of the things that Big Nate was pointing out, not necessarily leaning into your guy, trust your strength and things like that, and then just building upon that from a rep-to-rep basis. But if you show me you can do something once, that tells me you can do it twice, and you can do it 100 times. Now you just got to go out there and do it.
It's all about when I'm working with young guys, and I think when the offensive line coaches that I've had in my past, man, and what you do is you overemphasize that technique, and then you let the dog come out where it barks at, and that's right. That's what they're trying to get them. Stay technique sound, because as a left tackle, you're gonna face them ballerinas, man, them raging bulls that got ballerina feet out there on them edges. So you have to always be technique sound, because at the end of the day, That's what's going to save a left tackle. Now, a right tackle, they can get handsy, they can get physical and mean, but at the end of the day, 80% of the guys you face are going to be those quick, fast, twitch muscle type guys, and they're going to be able to spin with great energy and explosion, and everything they do is a burst. Whether it's a dip in the hip, disappearing with the hip, or just turning the corner with a low waist, everything is based off explosion. Once they hit that fourth or fifth step, they turn into the quarterback. And that's where he has to be good as a ballerina to be able to go back and forth and keep his knees bent, and not lean into it, because a lot of times when you're having a good practice or you feel you're having a good practice, you forget about that technique. Like, I'm a dog this guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, that's when Myles Garrett or Michael Parsons or the kid from Pittsburgh, that's when they'll leave you standing there.
Exactly. So sorry, go ahead.
So the technique has to be a very, very with a left tackle. A left tackle and a center. Those two positions has to be technique, mentally tough. Like I saw him yesterday, he didn't make a good play. It was a so-so play. I wanted to walk up to him and say, "You're a big cornerback, baby. You're a cornerback." And people say, "What do you mean by that?" Cornerback can get beat for a bomb, come back and get a pick.
Yeah.
You can get beat for a sack, come back and have the winning block for a touchdown. Yeah. So you got to have that cornerback. Look at what your technique was, readjust your technique, and let's go play again.
What about Tyler Guyton? Like, what technique are you most impressed with so far of his play?
He got nice feet.
Oh,
he got nice feet. So that when the redirect and everything, when the other day when your boy spent on him and Parsons spent on him, and he went back there in there with the greatest V, that would have threw a lot of dudes off.
That's Micah Parsons,
but
but he can't stress that enough.
Yeah, can't stress that enough.
He's doing what he needs to do to maintain, and like my man Patrik said, just continue to build on what you did yesterday. I'm that guy that some people are gonna get better as training camp go on, and some people are gonna level off, and then some people are gonna fall off the wagon. And what you want is that guy to continue to get better.
Progress.
And to the point where he's a perfect machine. And that way, when he faced the Myles Garretts of the world and other guys, when the tension is really ratcheted up, now you're ready.
I think people need to keep in mind, and some may know and have forgotten, and some may not know at all. There is one key reason why Tyler Guyton's feet are exceptional, and that's because he's a former basketball player, right? He wasn't converted to football until high school. And he said it when we spoke with him after the draft pick was made. He said that in high school, his goal was to be in the NBA. So this is a big man who had been working on his footwork his entire life as an inside the paint guy, right? So he gets to bring that and transition that and translate that to the NFL game. And that's why you see reps like yesterday, for example, Micah Parsons, the get off was so quick that you could argue that it was offsides. In that instance, if you slow it down, what you see was Guyton felt Parsons, stayed downfield with his eyes to make sure there wasn't an additional blocker he needed to block, and then had the feet to still be able to get lateral and wall off Micah Parsons. That kind of footwork is exceptional, and I talked to Tyler Smith about it yesterday, and Tyler Smith, and this is his quote, "I've been truly impressed. It's not that often you find a human being 6'7", 330 who has feet like that." Wow. And end quote, and he's not wrong. So his base, literally and figuratively speaking, is exceptional. And like Big Nate and I are saying, if he can just continue to take steps forward. I had an off-the-cuff conversation with Tyler yesterday, Tyler Guyton, I should say. One thing stuck out to me. He said, "I'm not a rookie, dog. I'm trying to be perfect. I'm trying to be the greatest ever." That's a quote from your rookie first-round pick.
I love that. I love to hear that. Another battle that I wanted to touch on was Brock Hoffman versus Mazi Smith. Now, we touched on this earlier. Brock Hoffman is not just letting Cooper Beebe take that center spot.
He does not alternate at this point.
No.
Odoga, Guyton alternates. Yeah. Depending on what the coach want to see, with what group and what. This kid right now is winning the battle. It is early. They've been out here a little bit over a week. Mm-hmm. And Hoffman ain't giving it up and he didn't give it up yesterday in pass rush.
No.
So they telling Cooper, if you want it,
come get it.
Come and get it.
Ooh.
Brock is really like, you got to come take this. You got to come take this. Now, do I believe that Cooper Beebe has the ability to do so? Yeah, I do.
I ain't asking you about no ability. I'm asking you, will he take it? I ain't asking you about no ability. I'm asking you, will he take it?
Well, then I'm going to hit you with a date line. I need to see first. I need to see first, and then we'll go from there.
I hear you, baby.
There we go.
Ride with it, baby. Ride with it, Patrik. See? I love it.
Now, this battle, what's more important here? Do we want to see more from Brock Hoffman, or do we see more from Mazi Smith, or is it kind of
battle,
even?
Man? I want to see
let
the
him
battle. I want to see Brock put so much pressure on Mazi to get Mazi where he need to be. See, one thing about, I think, all of us who sitting up here, we're not quick to say, oh, this guy bust, or this guy, because some guys take a minute. And we were fortunate last year to have a few guys that could play that position, but they're asking a lot of him this year. So he has no room now to kind of think about it. It's yours. Go get it. Demand that you keep it. And we need for Brock, we need for B.B. Cooper, we need for the guards to have constant pressure on him so he can understand that there's no off days for me. There's no off days for Mazi Smith.
I do want to see more. I would like to see more of a first-team rotation between Brock and Cooper so we can see what Cooper has. But that being said, it's also true that one area that Cooper Beebe is needing to work on, Brock Hoffman already has more or less down pat, which is like shotgun snaps and things like that. That's why Cooper Beebe is working so hard on snaps.
Yes.
So until Cooper Beebe gets that down, my thought process is likely the same as Solari, the offensive line coach, and Mike McCarthy, in that him being a rookie, Cooper Beebe, if you put him on first team, he's so focused on trying to get the snap right that maybe he blows a protection.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And if you're talking about, like Nate is saying, if you're talking about wanting the best possible person to also push Mazi Smith, right now on July 31st, that's going to be Brock Hoffman, because Brock is not thinking about the snap. It's muscle memory for him. Yeah. He's just perfecting his technique there, but he's snapping, he's hands up. Yeah. Right, so think about it in that capacity as well. I'm confident that before it's all said and done, between now and the end of preseason, let me finish. That Cooper Beebe will have gotten a good bit of first team reps. Does that mean he'll beat out Brock Hoffman effective week 1? That's still to be determined. But I am still standing on the hill, and I said this after the pick. I am on the hill that Tyler Guyton will be your week 1 starter at left tackle.
Ooh-wee. All right.
Do you see? Am I being proven wrong thus far? No. Like the young man is really taking strides towards being exactly that.
That was just my transition to the break. Thank you.
Smooth.
Now that I'm acknowledging it sounds even better, right? All right, we got to go to our last break. More Talking Cowboys after this. We got lots more to talk about.
Turpy.
No.
Turpy.
No. And he's getting people on his wagon for that too, man.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Welcome back into Dear Doctor, the show where I answer life's questions with an ice-cold can of Dr. Pepper. Sheila, let's hear from our next caller, would you?
Dear Doctor, my friend supported me during a tough time, but what's the right gift that says, thanks for being a shoulder to cry on?
Okay, this one's easy. I say give her a delicious Dr. Pepper. Nothing says, thanks, girl, better than a one-of-a-kind soda. Yes, any Dr. Pepper flavor will do. Now, just a reminder that I don't need to be a real doctor to know that Dr. Pepper is the one you deserve.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's Coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Welcome back to this Wednesday edition of Talkin Cowboys, presented by Black Rifle Coffee. This segment is brought to you by Invisalign, the official smile of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's give them the pearly whites. Ding. Ding. What's we laughing at, Nate?
I didn't give him the pearly whites. I forgot because I was somebody distracted.
He's zoned out, huh?
Yeah.
Come on, Nate.
Squirrel.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I'm putting the pressure on you now, much like the pressure drill yesterday.
See, that's
boys.
a segue.
Yeah, I know,
yeah,
right?
That's a transition. There
Definitely.
you go.
Yeah, I'll keep doing that again. All right. The pressure drill yesterday, it was entertaining. I loved that. That was my favorite part of practice yesterday. Yeah. You had offense, defense, first team, second team, going at it. One thing I noticed yesterday in the practice drill was a number 11 at linebacker.
Who's that?
Michael Parsnips? Michael Parsons.
That guy.
Was dropping into coverage as a linebacker during the pressure drill yesterday, boys.
Yeah.
Novel idea from Mike Zimmer, throwing Michael Parsons into the linebacker spot. How do we feel about his reps at linebacker?
Me personally, I love it. I was one of the last holdouts when he was transitioning early in his career, which is still early. He's in fourth year. I wanted him to spend his first few years at linebacker, keeping those instincts intact so he could be a multiple threat all over the field. And I just feel that if he let this and allow this to happen with enthusiasm and attacking what Zimmer is asking him doing, I think he could be that next level player. I'm talking about my type of next level player, not the basic fan next level player.
W stands for weapon, and that's what I've always wanted Michael Parsons to be for the Cowboys. I did not want them to relegate him to either off-ball linebacker or defensive end. My thing is keep him moving around, make it a game of where's Waldo for opposing offenses, and if you can do that, that is going to free up a lot of plays for other guys, because Micah, he's still going to make his plays as well.
Of course.
So seeing him, drop back in coverage a time or two, I have no problem with it. I like it, if only for the fact that it keeps the offense guessing. And if for that reason alone, keep it coming, mix it up.
No, I think back to his rookie year when he was talking about being the queen on the chessboard. It's like you don't know where he's going to go. He can make any move basically on the chessboard, and I think that's relevant for what we're seeing now. Mm-hmm. Granted, he was not he's an elite pass rusher. There's no doubt about it. But seeing him in more positions on the field is going to result, like you said, he's going to be a weapon on the field. They don't know where he's going.
Right, and he's dropped a little bit of weight so that he can be able to do things like that. So when he does drop back in coverage, he's not doing it just for the sake of going through the motions of the play, but he's doing it because he wants to be effective back there and be able to actually cover and maybe make a play. So he's playing at a little bit of a lighter weight this year. He said he feels better, he feels greater, and it will help with his conditioning as the games roll along, so that when the playoffs come along, he's not as worn down, not as tired. So, yeah, keep moving him around, Mike Zimmer. Do your thing.
This is what made me laugh, and I've told you this several times sitting at the dinner table. If you tell me Michael Parsons is going to be sitting at one defense at the right defensive end 80% of the game, any coordinator worth his salt say, you just lost.
Yep.
You may get you a sack or two, but you just lost.
Help over there. We know where he's at.
But if you put him at linebacker, down lineman, which he's done it all in this short training camp, now I'll give you a quick scenario.
Please.
Come on.
Line him up at linebacker. Mm-hmm. Defensive end, linebacker. Now you bring Jordan Lewis outside. All of a sudden, I'm screaming as a tackle. Trio. I'm bringing everybody this way. And you got Tank over there by himself.
Easy money. Free lunch.
You get what I'm saying? You got Tank over there by himself, and your boy drop out. He drop out. let's say Parsons drop out. Now you free everybody up to be one-on-one. Come on, man.
Free money.
Come on, man.
Free lunch.
Free lunch.
Thank you.
Num-nums.
Thank you.
Num-nums.
Now, speaking of linebacker, there's another one on this team that's showing out big time in practice, and that is Eric Kendricks.
Yes, sir.
Now, a year ago today, I was here at training camp watching linebackers, and I was like, it's really hard to judge linebacker play, isn't it? Like here at training camp, like there's no full tackles,
right?
So you can't really judge. This year, with some actual linebackers, with Eric Kendricks
and not
out there,
safeties drop down to linebacker.
Exactly. With Eric Kendricks out there, I'm like, oh, this is what a linebacking core looks like. He is absolutely, and Brian Broaddus said this yesterday, he's as good as advertised. He is killing it up the middle. How do we feel about Eric Kendricks' play so far?
It makes the run game on both sides better. Because if a guard or a center don't come out and play him right with the right technique, he going to get up under him and drive him back, or he going to give him a soft shoulder and fall off and make the play. So you're going to have to square up on him. You got to learn how to drop your butt all over again and move him out of there. And so now, and all of a sudden, when you got a toss play or outside tackle play, you got to get on your horse and run, because he going to know how to hit either the A, B, or C gap. And so whereas you got safeties who don't really run up in there and get that thing, this guy don't mind getting it when need be, or giving you a soft shoulder when need be. That's the veteran type guy. He know when to thump and he know when to play soft.
When Eric Kendricks had his first team All-Pro season, he did two things exceptionally well. He covered and he went downhill to stop the run. Absolutely. You know what we're seeing him do exceptionally well this offseason all the way up through yesterday's practice?
Let me guess.
Cover and run downhill to stop the run. So I could not be more pleased from what I'm seeing from Eric Kendricks. He is absolutely in top form. He looks extremely comfortable, which just that tracks because he's back with Zimmer. There's not an install that he's having to learn. He's plug and play in this particular playbook with this defensive coordinator. The only thing for Eric Kendricks is bringing along the other linebackers behind him, getting them up to speed as quickly as possible. But as far as what Kendricks is doing, John Wick style, I'm thinking he's back.
Absolutely. And it kind of puts things into perspective whenever he was going to sign with San Francisco, ultimately choosing to sign with the Dallas Cowboys. It kind of puts it into perspective with Mike Zimmer being here.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this. I really am. The linebacking core overall, I mean, if you add in DeMarvion Overshown as well.
And remember this.
It's something to feel confident about.
Remember this.
Most definitely.
Remember this. Please remember this. Mozzie is a part of the linebacking core. Mozzie Smith, number 58. I'm glad he got that linebacker number. He is a part of that.
Tell him how.
Him and Big Raj, because if he suck up more than one block,
tell him.
These guys gonna come downhill with wide open lanes like a running back, and they're going to be filling holes. And that is the key. Mozzie, you are a linebacker, baby. Get off the snap.
That smells like science. I like that.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah. Oh,
delicious.
Go to science stuff.
Like
watch it. He got some good science stuff for you.
That's,
that's that Black Rifle will do to you.
Yummy.
That's what that Black lab coat on. He's ready to go.
I like that.
Yeah.
The linebacker play is something to behold here at training camp. It's really night and day difference.
Early training camp.
Here in and it's early. And it's early.
Even the unheralded guys. I asked Mike McCarthy about this in his press conference yesterday. I said, this time last year, you were dealing with the injury to DeMarvion Overshown. Ultimately, before the season was over, you had the injury to Leighton Vander Esch, who was forced to medically retire. You were in such dire straits on the depth chart that you had to move one of your safeties down to linebacker. You only had one true linebacker, that was Damone Clark. Fast forward to this training camp, we're talking about Eric Kendricks, the return of DeMarvion Overshown, Damone Clark to take a next step, third-round pick being used on Maris Leofau. But then, first practice, who got the first interception? Jason Johnson, undrafted free agent. Buddy Johnson is out there making plays as well on special teams. There was a fourth down stop in a 2-minute drill a couple of practices ago. Who made that? Brock Mogensen. Okay, undrafted guy. So not only has the linebacker core gotten depth, but as it stands, those unheralded guys, they're stepping up and making some plays too. So, like you say, Josh, the linebacker play right now is a sight to behold.
And the first play of the scrim, but inside run, 59 Morganson came down and had a big pop. I said, okay.
Brock Mogerson or Brock Lesnar. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
He's going to give him an F5 either way.
Yeah.
He's out there giving F5s.
Yeah.
The beast incarnate. I'll just drop more Brock Lesnar references as we go along. No,
Turvy.
I do want to say.
I caught that. Stop it. He did turvy.
Turvy speed.
No.
We're making it happen. Tweet at us. Turvy speed.
We're not.
No, and I do want to say, all of this said with an ounce of caution, because I don't want to say the linebacking
early training camp.
This is just what we're seeing, folks. We're not
July
saying
31st.
Everything is perfect.
It is July 31st.
We're going to this game, that game, nothing like that. It's training camp. The season hasn't started yet.
Day by day.
We're just observing what we see out there on the field.
How far are we out from going out? How far from leaving this show? About 30 seconds?
Oh, yeah,
Everybody hand in.
Couple minutes.
Everybody hand in. Turvy.
No, I'm done. See, I can't work under these conditions, Chris Beam.
You guys want to do one more question?
Yeah, go
That's
for
up
it.
to you.
Go for
That's
it.
up to you.
Go for it.
Last question before we end the show. Who are some backup players fans should be keeping a closer eye on in the coming weeks?
Ooh.
Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Billy White Shoes Johnson.
That's my man. I mean, I hope he don't let me down, bro. I hope he don't fall off the rails. Come on.
I'm going to go with let's go on the defensive side. Let's talk Chauncey Golston. I'm going to say Chauncey Golston. I say that because he's going into a contract season, and even before Sam Williams went down, they were going to need him to step up and be big. Now they're really going to need it, especially in assistance to rookie second-round pick Marshawn Nealon. Saw a couple reps yesterday where Chauncey Golston looked good. One of the pressure plays on the pressure reps, he actually beat Tyler Smith with a quick shed.
Yes.
And he teleported into the backfield. Now, of course, Tyler Smith, he got his lick back on the very next play, and he walled Chauncey off. But the fact that Chauncey was able to at least beat an all-pro in Tyler Smith shows that there might be definitely something there as far as building going forward. So Chauncey Golston, I'm looking at him.
Number 13 is Tyron Billy Johnson.
It is.
And Chauncey is what number?
I don't have my roster in front of me.
Chauncey Golston.
Chauncey Goldstein is 99.
There you go.
Yep.
99. So I want to make sure, because I'm trying to relearn numbers and stuff.
Yeah, numbers been changing. They change every year,
so
man.
I want to make sure I'm correct, but I'm telling you, the D line is moving swift.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam, love you. Hope you recover well, but this D line is moving swift.
Mine, for at least for now, and I saw him yesterday, had a lot of really great reps, and this is mainly because he was on my side, and I kind of have to head in pretty early for practice, but he was on my side, and I saw him catching a lot, and some athletic catches at that. Deontay Burnett, he just came in, number 6 on the wide receivers. He won't keep that number because that is Donovan Wilson's number.
Man. Stop. You know what? He always try to get the new guys, man. Stop, man.
What? No, I'm just saying, from what I see, coming in from the UFL, seeing what he's able to do out here already. Granted, he's already conditioned. He was just playing football a couple of weeks ago. I like what I see from
Kelvin Harmon had a good catch yesterday as well.
Kelvin Harmon as well.
So, something about the Cowboys and scouting these UFL
I'm sticking with my 13.
That's fair. All right. We got to head out. Thank you so much for listening to Talkin Cowboys. For Nathaniel Newton, for Patrik No. Walker. All right.
What we going with? Break us out, Patrik. Break us out.
Turbo 3.
Turbo speed. We'll be back
breaking us out
on Friday. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Talkin Cowboys presented by Black Rifle Coffee. We'll see you next time.
Black Rifle.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?